it really just comes down to lack of empathy, or lack of ability to understand the suffering of another human. For Israel versus Palestine, the idea that people are unable to remove themselves from their emotions, from their anger, from their jealousy, from their hatred for a second and say, what is that other person feeling? What are my words and my actions doing to that other person's life? And how would I feel if that was happening to me? And not only making that observation, but then adjusting your actions to mirror what it would like to be what it would be like to be that person. The golden rule: treat others how you would want to be treated. Yeah. That rule is so overlooked in today's society. This situation that's going on in Gaza right now is horrendous. And talk about complexities. Talk about multiple facets and ways to understand a situation. Terrible, terrible situation. Unfortunately, the decisions that have been made by a small group of men seeking power are affecting a mass of civilian women, children, population. And that is what war is. War is a mass suffering of people who have no power to gain at the hands of a select few trying to gain power. And it is the most destructive force that we have in this world. I have just been in Tel Aviv. I was there 2 months ago.
Yeah, I remember.
Wonderful fucking people. Wonderful population of people. Strong Israeli people. I also met with Palestinian people. I met with Arabs. I met with Jews. I met with people of all walks of life. All incredible. All with their own story. All with their own powers, their own struggles, just like everyone here. And to watch this happening right now in the streets where I just was, where Tav was 1 week ago. One of my best friends in the world was there 1 week ago. His cousins were taken hostage at that rave. They're still in Gaza, in Palestine-controlled Gaza. His cousins, blood, flesh, real fucking connection.
Yeah.
And to watch this happen over the past week has been disgusting.
You think about all the other stuff, and I don't know how deep into conspiracy type theory stuff you go into, but like you see the money from the U.S. given to Iran, and then that, like, is that what was backing these like groups? And
that thing's weird too, because corruption is real.
100%.
Conspiracy is real. The CIA and their coups and their manipulation is real. So I get all that, and there's been a lot of questions about how Mossad and CIA missed this, because Mossad is one of the most powerful intelligence organizations on the planet.
Hands down, yeah.
They are fucking. Yeah, they see the future.
Israel's different.
No, different.
Yeah,
so the idea that this was just missed completely is mind blowing to me, especially on the anniversary of a Yom Kippur war where they've seen this happen in the past. So yes, I understand all those factors, and I get all that. But then also there's a lot of disinformation. There's a lot of misinformation. The idea that $6 billion was given to Iran, that is not the case. There was $6 billion in oil assets that were frozen, that were unfrozen in a trade deal with the United States. I'm not claiming that was the right move or anything. I don't know what that looks like behind the scenes. Right. But let's at least talk about the facts. Yeah. That money was unfrozen to be used specifically for certain aspects of Iranian government. Feeding people, so on and so forth. Now, here's where it gets difficult. Say they now know that they can feed their people with that $6 billion of unfrozen oil assets. They can now unfreeze another $6 billion from their coffers that they were going to use to feed their people and buy rockets with it.
Right.
There's a lot of people out there who think I'm really dumb and I talk a lot and I don't know what I'm talking about, but I truly, truly, truly study this shit.
Yeah.
And I try to really understand the geopolitical theater as much as I can. And I'm not perfect. I'm sure I'll say things from time to time that are completely incorrect. Forgive me for that. There's so much at play here, and there's so much anger and hatred on both sides. And at the end of the day, I just don't understand what a solution looks like.
I know. That's the difficult part. That's the craziest thing. And it's fucked, man, because when you really think about it, like everything you said earlier, like the people's lives who are being destroyed are not the people who have the most to gain in these situations. Like all war in general, like it's not
all innocent people.
Yeah, it's innocent people who are being basically essentially slaughtered.
It's crazy. I just don't know of a real passage in the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, or any book that is saying, yo, go extrajudiciously murder children.
No, none.
There cannot be
There's not.
a fucking single verse that applauds or encourages that type of behavior. So
Yeah.
to fall back on it as a religious approach to me is haram. That seems like haram to me.
Yeah.
To claim that any God would want you to go kill and murder and sexually abuse people. That seems to me like the craziest thing I've ever fucking heard. So
Yeah.
I'm fucking heated up today.
Yeah.
And I apologize, but
No, you're
I
good.
have a connection to people who have been taken hostage,
So-
at least lightly, and it's mind blowing to me to watch this fucking happen.
It's
bro.
fucking terrible. The other component, which is obviously it's not as close to what's happening there. It's a little bit on the external, but it's the reactions that you get from like just people who have nothing to do with it, nothing really good to say about it on the internet, quote unquote, picking sides, and like this whole like defense of this versus that. It's just like adding this extra layer of like me. I can't go on there and be like, yo, this or yo, that. It's like, I don't know enough. I'm not in it. I'm not a part of that culture. I can't speak on these people's like actual, real, deep kind of like connections to the land, to the religion, to all this, where they feel the need to even get to that level. Like I can't speak on it. And I see other creators or other people will say things about what people are saying, and people
and
are
then
fucking
delete 'em.
arguing.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Oh,
Kylie
Kylie?
posted something, and it's just
Yeah.
like, and I think overall the conversation we just had, I think is like probably about as far as good as you can get, unless we had like a professional from someone from both of those sides.
Which
like,
I
sitting
would
here having-
love. And
that'd be so cool. That would be so
amazing,
cool.
Amazing to sit down with someone from the Israeli side, and those people do. I have access on the Israeli side, at least. I don't have a ton of connections on the, because that's the one thing I want anybody watching this segment to take out is like, please educate me. Please educate me as much as possible. Please message me on Instagram, message me however you can, and let me know where I was wrong, because I hope that you see, going back to the beginning of this conversation, that all of this is coming from a place of empathy that I learned through struggle and heartbreak in life. And I want all of these people, mothers, children, brothers, sisters, to live in peace. I hate the idea that hate exists in this world. It seems so rudimentary and so juvenile to me that humans hate each other. We're all we got. We're all we got, bro. This is all we have is each other, bro, to fix all of these problems. And instead of fixing them together, we're killing each other. That's so stupid. As a hyper advanced, intelligent, intellectual society that's talking about AI and technology and Twitter and all of these things, the idea that we still can't get along with each other is crazy to me, bro. Yeah. And there's nothing sadder than that, bro. It's just so sad to me that there still are people dying every day because we can't look across a border and say, that's my brother, regardless of their belief set. And I want to kill that person. That's so sad to me, bro.
Yeah.
That's so sad to me and so frustrating and just upsetting to me. Even sitting here in America from the sanctity of this perceived safehood.